So just a quick public service announcement. If you got a 6.7 Power Stroke diesel, you got all kinds of torque. You can pull, 20, 30,000 pounds with the thing, no problem. But don't start measuring your manhood and be a big crybaby if you pull up alongside of a gas-powered Chevrolet Silverado and you get your arse kicked. It's called power to weight ratio. So, your wiener didn't shrink because you got beat by a gas truck. You pulled up next to a Raptor or a Silverado with a 420 horsepower 6.2 in it, you're gonna get smoked. So that's just the laws of physics there. So anyway, I had a really good video going on here, but I deleted it, so I gotta start over. So what I have here is I have a 2006 F-250, 6 liter, of course. It was diagnosed as needing a turbo, and then it was sent over to me. It's a fleet truck. So I was gonna do a little checking on it and, verify that, yeah, we need to put the turbo on this thing. So I went to pull it in here after they dropped it off, and it was hydrolocked, and I'm like, that's kind of weird, on one cylinder. Not very bad, but, it was slowing the engine down enough every time that cylinder would come around. And then it cleared up pretty fast, and then I started it. Of course, it had white steam out the exhaust. So I'm like, well, we need to look at the cooler. So brought it in here. I pulled the EGR valve out, and dry as a bone, not steam cleaned at all. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. So I looked down in the intake there where this goes, and dry as a bone in there. There's not even any oil residue down there, really. It's pretty clean in there, and black, but clean. So I saw on the downpipe clamp, it was leaking coolant, dripping coolant out of the back of it. So I pulled everything off of it and pulled the EGR cooler out here, and the front of the EGR cooler dry as a bone. There was a little bit of moisture in the back, and I pressure tested this, probably all day yesterday, off and on, screwing around with this thing. I never did get it to leak. So I'm like, okay, well, we gotta keep looking now. So I plugged everything off, put the bottle back on it, filled it up with water, pumped it up, put some pressure on it, and I let it sit there to see if it would hydrolock on me. And then I jumped the starter and bumped it, and sure enough it did after about an hour. So I cleared that out of there, and then rolled it over, and I looked up in the up pipes. They're separate when they come into the round ring that attaches to the turbo, and out of the left side I could see moisture or steam, I guess. If there's coolant in there and you're compressing it, you're going to turn that into steam or a mist or vapor, and vapor coming out of that side of the pipe. So the other side was clean, there wasn't anything coming out of it. So I went ahead and pulled the head off and started inspecting the gasket, and that's coming up here. But like I said, I already did this, but I deleted the video, so accidentally, so I had to start over. But anyway, so I'll show you what the head looks like. We'll talk about the gasket, and then you'll know what's going on. Thanks.